busy afternoon. As Jerome made clear earlier on today, this is a half-hour by half-hour thing. We get the best of advice, the latest of information to make the best calls to keep Victorians safe. Since Jerome was out earlier on today, we have 2 additional cases, and I'll ask Jerome to speak to those, but that brings to a total of 18 the number of cases within Victoria. We have 75 exposure sites, 1,500 primary close contacts and 5,000 secondary close contacts. That's how fast this moves. I want to assure all Victorians that our contact tracers, our public health experts, all the team are moving faster than they ever have. They're doing a brilliant job, and I'm very proud of them and very grateful to them. But as fast as they're moving, they're just keeping pace with this virus. They're not getting in front of it. And unless they get in front of it, ultimately get away from us. That is why it's with a heavy heart, but with an absolute necessity and a determination to beat this Delta strain, just as we did a few weeks ago, that the Chief Health Officer and the Public Health team have recommended to me and my colleagues that we lock Victoria down from 11:59pm tonight until 11:59pm next Tuesday night. This will be a hard lockdown, similar to, in fact identical to what we did a couple of weeks ago. If you were authorised to work then, you will be authorised to work now. If you were closed then, you will be closed now. It is detailed, there's absolute clarity. We're doing it the way we always do it. Cases, contacts and contacts of contacts, and we're even going further than that. We've got a list of those people who can work, a list of those businesses that can be open, and a list who cannot. So it is essentially a repeat of the successful strategy from just a couple of weeks ago. That was successful then, this will be successful now, and in anticipation of the great work that I know every Victorian will do, I'm very, very grateful. We would prefer that this had not come to our state. We would prefer that we didn't have to deal with these issues, but this is so infectious. This is such a challenge that we must do this. You only get one chance to go hard and go fast. If you wait, if you hesitate, if you doubt, then you will always be looking back wishing you had done more earlier. I am not prepared to avoid a 5-day lockdown now only to find ourselves in a 5-week or a 5-month lockdown. That's why we're making this very difficult decision, and it's why I know Victorians will, despite the pain and the difficulty of this, know and understand that there is no option. What's more, they'll know and understand that they each have an important part to play in the success of this lockdown. Now, in terms of the statewide nature of this, we do have exposure sites and issues, challenges, in places like Ballan and Bacchus Marsh and Bowen Heads. We've got an AFL football game where it appears people who did not knowingly spend any time together and don't know each other have infected each other. One of those teams, Geelong, a regional team, every chance that there is a spread of people, a cross-section of people from not just metropolitan Melbourne. However, because I know and understand, having grown up in a regional community a long way away from Melbourne, I know and understand how frustrating it is for people who don't have, for communities, townships that don't have cases and don't have exposure sites to be locked down. We will release those parts of regional Victoria that it is safe to release before next Tuesday, if it is safe to do so. To give you an example, we've got some outstanding tests from a number of different regional communities. If they come back, as we hope, negative, then just as we will release those thousands of people who are in ISO waiting for the test result, here is they might be happening in other places. We don't know yet, and we have to have an abundance of caution given how virulent, given how infectious, given how fast this Delta variant moves. Now, in terms of business support, I'll have more to say as early as tomorrow, and we're looking to fast-track payments, principally to those who received payments last time. In relation to announcements that the Prime Minister has made earlier on today, I've spoken with the PM, I've been texting back and forward with him most of the day, and I'll speak with him later on this evening. All week, there's been a bit of banter, a bit of back and forth between our government and the Commonwealth Government. I want to be clear for all Victorians, all we have sought to do, and what I think we have done, is remind the Commonwealth Government that at every point they have said their packages of support, their measures, their policies, their plans are based on need. Well, there is need in Victoria from 11:59 p.m. tonight. And we expect that the Commonwealth Government will step up and help those people who need that help. They've put a 7-day kick point, if you like, a start point. If it's not a 7-day lockdown, you wouldn't be eligible. I'll be talking with the Prime Minister tonight about maybe a pro rata payment, and I'm very confident that the Prime Minister has heard our message loud and clear this week, and I welcome the changes that were announced from Sydney today, on the back of changes that were announced from Sydney on Tuesday. I want everybody to get a fair deal. I want wherever the need is for that need to be met. We've never had a different view. That's always been our view. We're part of this nation. It's needs-based. It's not foreign aid. We're not a different country. You know, we make our contribution and we expect that the national government supports us, just as we will be supporting Victorian businesses, and I'll have more to say about that as soon as possible, as early as tomorrow. In the meantime, my message to Victorians is really clear. We've got no choice. We've got to do this. Otherwise it'll get away from us, and as we more than any other part of our nation know, we don't want this getting away from us and being locked down for months. We want to deal with this with a short, sharp lockdown, decisive action, not waiting, not dawdling, not delay. Hard and fast. You only get one chance. Now is our time. This is the time to do this. That's the advice that's been provided to me, and that's the decisions that I have made. But I cannot do this on my own. The army of contact tracers cannot do it on their own. We need every single Victorian. If you're sick, go and get tested and do nothing else. Don't go to work. Don't go to your family's, friend's place. Don't go anywhere other than to a testing site. If you need help, if you need assistance, we will be there for you. We will support you. Of course we will. But the most important thing, if you've got any symptoms, please get tested and don't delay. If you've been asked to do certain things, so to isolate, to wait for a test, stay away from other people, please do as you have been asked. And I've got a very clear message for anybody travelling into Victoria. You're travelling on a permit. The conditions of that permit are really important. We check on you and we expect that you'll play your part. Beyond that, I might just ask Jerome now to update you on those a couple of additional cases, and then we're happy to take questions on any and all matters. Jerome.